Hello, Eisenhower artists. This week, you'll be learning about an element of art called repetition. Repetition. This word means to repeat something. That something can be a shape, a color, any something that gets repeated over and over again in the artwork is called the element of repetition. So I want to show you a few famous pieces of art where the artist used repetition. And then you're going to create something also using repetition. So here in this painting, the artist's name is Andy Warhol, and he liked to use this image of a soup can to make art in the style called pop art. So that means that he used things that we see around us, everyday objects, and turned it into artwork. Can you see how many times he repeated this soup can? Maybe you can hit pause and count them. Okay, here's another example. This famous artist's name is M.C. Escher. Look here on this side, and this is kind of tricky to the eyes. What animals do you see repeated on this side over here? This side here. There's two animals. Can you see the repetition? It's a fish right here, and then a bird. Repetition of the fish and the bird. And on this side, what animal can you see? Do you see the lizard? Okay, let's look at a couple more pieces of art. This artist always used the same three colors and the color black. So let's say 4 colors: red, yellow, and blue, and then he always used black lines and black shapes. So what thing is repeated in this artwork? Yellow is repeated, red is repeated, blue, and also shapes are repeated. So the rectangles and the squares are repeated. Hello, Eisenhower artists. So this lesson is about the element called repetition, to repeat something. That something can be anything you see in the art that is repeated. So you will be drawing a piece of corn. One piece of corn like this in this shape is called an ear of corn. And this time of year, in the months of September, October, November, that is the harvest time for fields of corn. So there is one type of corn that has many colors. It's not just all yellow. It grows with colors like orange and red and even purple. This type of corn is called flint corn or Indian corn. And here in this one here I did using crayon for the colors, and this example here I used marker for the colors. So you can use any color supplies that you have. Okay, I want to point out the colors that we'll be using for this flint corn. With this project, we'll be using all the colors except green. Okay, your corn can have red, orange, yellow, even purple and blue, but there is no green on this type of corn. Okay, to get started, like we usually do, we're going to fold the page to make guidelines for our drawing. So you can fold it tall like this, so it's tall and narrow, and just make it a soft fold. Don't smash it flat. Open it up, and then you're going to fold it this way like a book. Okay, that's going to give us our guidelines to help us put the shapes and lines in the right place. All right, so put your finger in the middle where the folds come together. You have the middle there. Put a teeny little dot, and then go above it halfway. You have the top half of the page here, so halfway is about right there. Put a dot, and then go over to the side. Okay, so I changed from the pencil. You're going to use a pencil to make your lines and shapes so that you draw lightly and you can erase when you need to. But so that you can see better on camera, I'm going to use a black pen so you can see my lines better. Okay, so this dot in the middle, go above and put a dot here. Go over to the side a little bit and put a dot there. And then over on this side, put another dot. Okay, so you're going to connect from this dot over to here in a little curve like a rainbow, but not too tall. Over and across. All right, then you're going to go follow this folded line, go down to the bottom, and put your finger at the bottom, and then put a dot above your finger. This is all guiding us to make the right size drawing. So with this dot, you're going to put a curve like a smile. Okay, on that dot, a little smile curve. That's going to be the bottom shape of your corn. Now you're going to connect from the bottom line up here. Okay, and just connect it, go out a little bit like that. Don't make it straight. You have to go off to the side a little bit, up to the top. So let's do this side. Go up. Don't make it straight. Okay, now we've got the main shape of the corn. Now we're going to draw some guidelines. So you're still drawing lightly. Don't press hard with your pencil. So where this fold is on your page, you're going to follow that line of that fold. And then you're going to put one line on this side in the middle of that space. And then what do you have left over here? Put another line in the middle of that space. Okay, it doesn't matter really where you touch it down here at the bottom. Just go all the way down to the bottom. Okay, now put a line to where this fold is here, the middle. You're going to follow that fold and put a line across. Then you're going to use your finger to measure again. So put your finger here on the side, put one line across, put your finger there, another line across. Okay, this is going to help us draw all these little shapes of the corn. This is just our guideline. And then go under, put your finger here, put another line across. See how I'm leaving a big space? If you put things too small, you're going to have like 100 little pieces of corn to draw. And then go under, put another line under here, another one. I think I have room for one more. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 lines. Don't do more than that. You'll have a lot of repetition to do. Okay, so we're going to start making these circle shapes. This is our grid. It's a guideline that looks like a grid. So in each shape, we're going to start at the top and repeat, repeat, repeat. Up here at the top, you're going to start making a circle that got squished into this grid square. Okay, so that means the circle has to touch all the edges. So start at the top and go here. It's got to touch that edge, then it's got to go to the bottom. It's got to touch that edge of the square. It's got to go fill it up like it got squished into that square. Okay, let's do the next one. Start at the top, edge to edge. It's got to touch the one next to it. See how these pieces of the corn, they're all touching each other, repeating, repeat, repeat, repeat. So make sure you go to the edge of each square and you're putting a circle that got squished inside that square. It has to touch all the edges. Okay, so I repeated that on one row. Let's go to the next row. This one's going to be a big one. It's got to touch all the sides. All of the sides right there have to get touched. And you're fitting the circle inside the square. It must touch all edges. And it must touch the piece next to it. Alright, so this is the repetition of these circles repeating to make the corn. Alright, I'm going to hit fast speed and you can watch me fill in these squares. If you make it too small, say like something like that, it's not going to work. If you have little circles, that's not going to work. They have to touch the edges and touch the shape that's next to it. Okay, so touching all these edges. You can even make it look almost like a square and round some of these edges. Keep going, repeat, repeat, repeat. Even down here at the bottom, you're going to have some smaller shapes. Okay, I've done it. I repeated this shape across the entire drawing for the ear of corn. So it's best if first you trace all those shapes that you drew. Trace those shapes. You're not going to trace the lines. The lines will get erased away or colored in. So we're repeating. Repeat, repeat. Sometimes this is relaxing, just repeating something over and over again, looking at all these shapes, and it kind of relaxes you as you watch your marker moving across the page. Alright, so first you're going to trace all these circle shapes right here, one by one. Repetition. As you get down to the bottom, they're going to get smaller. There's my last one. Okay, I got it. Each shape has now been traced. Then look at the spaces in between the shapes, like this space right here. You're going to fill that in with the brown. Okay, this space on the edge, you're not going to add color there. We're going to erase those lines. Just look at the space that's left over in between all of these shapes. You're going to color that in. Fill up the space with your brown. Okay, are you using a crayon or are you using a marker? Remember, I recommend a marker for this project. In brown would be a good color. Maybe you have black, that's okay. Black would work also. Pick a dark color, brown or black. So look at the spaces in between. It created like kind of like a little star shape in between each one. Don't do anything on the edge, on the outside, just in the middle. Okay, fill it in. It's starting to look a little bit 3D. All of these spaces here get filled in with the brown. Okay, now watch what happens. When you erase those pencil lines that we started out with, the edge is going to look so nice. It's going to look just like a real piece of corn. Make sure you get rid of all those extra pencil lines. Repetition. Okay, let's talk about the top of the piece of corn. That's called the corn husk. And you're going to put, have you ever seen a piece of corn like this from the grocery store? It's got like lots of, it's wrapped with these big chunks that you have to peel off. That's what we're going to draw next. We're going to draw it at the top. So I want you to start at the middle, anywhere up here at the top, and make a curvy line, and you can even have it go right off the page. Okay, then right next to it, make a point, and then it gets a little bit wider and curvy. Okay, so it's pointy at the end. Now you can make a curve that goes the other way, but then you have to hop over this one, go right off the edge, then come back and make a point. You've got to hop over this one, hop, and then it would continue right about there. Okay, what if you want to draw the piece that maybe it's bent backwards and it's coming back down this way? So you would go up and then go down. Don't forget to curve it. It has wavy edges. Make it pointy at the bottom. And then it's going to go back up, stop about there, and then curve the bottom like that. Okay, let's try one on this side. So you're going to go up, back down with a wave. Don't make it straight. Pointy. Follow the curve back up, stop there, and then connect it to the corn. Okay, art friends, the last step is this beautiful color. This type of corn grows with multiple colors. It's not just yellow. One piece will have more than one color. So remember I told you you could use all the colors on the color wheel except green. And you can use any color supplies that you have. Markers or crayons will look really great for this project. So I want you to fill in each shape separately and make the colors random. Okay, so don't put a pattern like yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. That's a pattern. It should be random. So it's different everywhere. It's the opposite of a pattern. So you would put, let's say, 2 on this row, 2 red and a yellow. Okay, but then on this row, I'm going to put 2 purple on this row. So it's going to be different. It's not going to make a pattern. I'm going to put 2 purple and then a red. Okay, that's random. All right, at the top for the husk, try putting some stripes. So I'm going to put, let's see, the brown first. I'm going to fill it mostly in with brown, but put some stripes there like that. Follow this line. And then I'm going to fill in the leftover parts of the stripe with yellow. That's going to give it a very nice effect with some yellow right there. Okay, and then the last step I want you to try is on the background. Okay, check out this background. It's 2 colors, brown and yellow. And to do this, you're going to peel the crayon, peel part of it, and use the edge of the crayon to rub it, the side of the crayon, around here for your background. Okay, so that was one color, and then yellow on top, or maybe you want red on top. So peel the crayon, and then you're going to hold it on the side and rub it. So you've got 2 colors layered there on the background. All right, friends, I hope you had fun with this repetition. I can't wait to see your beautiful pieces of corn. I'll see you next time.